Welcome to Bearcat Nation here. It's the Wesco 4A championship game on STSPN presented by Lake Stevens Hardware. And it's Monroe and Lake Stevens. Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Ron Henthorn. We're amongst the fans here, Tim Boyle, seated in our perch above this one. Nothing better.
No. In fact, if a fight breaks out, we might be in big trouble sitting right here. We're going to be right in the thick of things.
We're close to the door to the press room. We are outside a gorgeous evening here from Monroe High School. And let's talk about it just a little bit. In the Seattle Times poll, Lake Stevens, the perennial favorite, number 10 in the state. Monroe, though, they are on a tear. The number 4 team in the state. This is for all the marbles. Lake Stevens coming in 7-1, that blemish against Arlington. And Monroe 8-0 and on a roll. Rematch of last year. But the craziest thing, Tim Boyle, is you look at the stats, you look at the records, you look at all the different indicators. It's even.
Oh, it's downright frightening. It really is.
Happy Halloween, by the way.
Thank you. The stat, they're like identical twins, especially at the quarterback position. You can go right down the line on yards. They're almost identical. Touchdowns, completions. Their quarterback ratings are very close. I mean, if you looked at it, you'd say, okay, these are like twins here. So, and the same kind of goes with all their stats. You know,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's
really rushing, total yards, passing, everything down to within a few yards. They are even.
Yeah, and even when you go down to how many points they've scored this year and points allowed, points for, Lake Monroe scored 411. Lake Stevens is at like 389. Very close. One team's given up 11 and a quarter. That's Monroe, and Lake Stevens has given up 13 points a game. Almost identical just across the board. The only thing that I would say Monroe has the nudge on is that rushing with Lewis and the 1,782 yards. Yeah, we should say Tom Lewis because you got Isaiah Lewis on
the accounting firm of Lewis and Lewis.
Yes.
If they're Lewis, they're here. Now, not only is this the 4A Wesco Championship, we talked to head coach for Lake Stevens, Tom Try, longtime head coach, and also Michael Bumpus for Monroe, and they of course, deflected this as they should. But, boy, there's huge implications of the winner and loser when we head into playoff football next week.
Yeah, in fact, it's funny because we talked to the Lake Stevens coaches and even Bumpus. It's just another game. We know that's not true. There's huge playoff implications because if you come out number 1 in Wesco, you're going to host the number 4 team out of the North Puget Sound League, and that's probably going to be that's going to be like Kent Lake. And if you're the number 2 team, you got to play Kinko number 3. Probably Mount Si as it's sitting now. That's going to be a really hard game. So it makes a big difference, and they did admit to that it does make a big difference on where they're seated.
As Wesco 4A goes down, we know Glacier Peak is solid in the number 3 spot, and that's a tough way to go there, playing Kinko number 2, which is probably Bothell at Popkini.
Yeah, and we've seen how those games have turned out over the years. We've been at several of them, and they haven't turned out too well for Glacier Peak.
And Jackson, they're playing tonight as well against Mariner, but they're the number 4 spot. That's no easy task either, going down NSPL. Cascade, number 1 Hazen, who is one of the top teams in the state.
Yeah, Hazen's doing really well this year. Obviously, to be number 1 in that division, they're doing really well. So that's not matching up too well for Jackson either.
You're seeing right now the Bearcats coming out, being introduced in the smoke and the fury.
And it's going to be, I think it's going to be a real chippy crowd tonight. And we're going to pause in just a sec here for the national anthem.
We're back with a kickoff. It's 4A championship football on STSPN.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife, Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Back here at Monroe High School, Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Ron Henthorn with you for a Wesco championship. You know it's a big game when Steve Willits is in the building.
The mayor of Snohomish.
As we're getting ready for kickoff, our officiating crew, head referee of the White Hats, Steve Jensen tonight. So we will see how that goes. Last year in this game, you know, Lake Stevens, big build-up again, both teams coming in hot, and there were some turnovers, little this, little that, and all of a sudden, before you knew it, the game was almost over early in the second quarter. Lake Stevens goes on to roll 42-3.
Yeah, that was very lopsided. Nobody expected that. Most people around the state actually a lot of people thought Monroe was going to win that game, and nobody certainly thought there was going to be a blowout either way. And that, you're right, that game kind of got out of hand. Sometimes a couple plays can just throw the whole game off, and I think that's what happened. Now this year I don't expect to see anything like that. Looks like, actually it looks like, yeah, Monroe, we think Monroe won the toss, and they elected to defer.
They deferred. They'll kick off to Lake Stevens. Lake Stevens in their travel white uniforms with the purple hats there. Monroe in the good old orange there, and they'll be kicking off, and that's number 4, Valentin Gajon there, the senior.
Well, here we go. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll talk more about the quarterback.
Oh, an onside kick.
Whoa. Picked up right away. Nicely done, Cardenas.
Wow, didn't expect that. And it looked like he just kicked it too far and it went kind of right through the middle, but it definitely looked like it was an onside kick, no doubt.
What do you think of that, Tim Boyle? Kind of risky there for head coach Michael Bumpus.
Well, it's one of those where if it works, you like it, and if it doesn't work, you don't like it, you know.
Always. So that's what they'll start. 11:58 here just inside, and the quarterback for Lake Stevens, Connor Bardew. Big numbers, number 8. Gets it over quickly on the near side. Slips one tackle there. Hansen with the reception.
He slipped the tackle, and the defender's looking back at the ref like, how's that not a block in the back? It was number 7 on the, got pushed in the back and was chipping with the referee there.
And that's Efton Chisholm III, who's had some big receiving numbers. Leaves him 2nd and 7. And you're looking for Tom Lewis, number 5, and he gets the ball. He has just been crushing Wesco teams and more. That time the Monroe Bearcats come up with a big stop.
Yeah, it gets upended there, running through the line.
Ricky Baker on the tackle, 45. He is one of the big keys to their defense. Leaves them at 3rd and short, Tim.
3rd and 4 to be exact.
Hansen takes the fake passes. Now Bardew's back. He's going to go long. He's got an open receiver. It's caught at the 35-yard line, and that's number 17. We talked about Hutchinson. He only has been playing 4 games, and he's a big time player.
Yeah, they sure missed him when he was gone. They had that loss to Arlington, and it was kind of got lopsided. And you know, they kind of had a good game with Mariner. Those are all games where Hutchinson was gone. But that was a great pass by Bardew. Kind of spun around, had some pressure on him, and saw Hutchinson wide open.
Now on the Monroe 33-yard line, Hutchinson only in 4 games. This is 5th. Big. Here comes Lewis. And Lewis caught up from behind. Another number 17 with an orange jersey, Brett Sylvie, the senior.
And that was a great tackle by the ankles there. Could have saved him 10, 15 yards there. Looked like he was kind of breaking away. That was a great tackle.
Take another look at it. A beautiful day here in late October as we're prepping for Halloween.
And normally it's pouring down rain about this time of year, so we lucked out.
2nd and 11. Motion there by Monroe. Now he'll settle back behind Bardew. Trips right. And the Monroe Bearcats, their defense, they have a lot of sacks. Bardew flips out. He gets it, connects to the 20, 15. And he is in. Touchdown! Murrin, Austin Murrin, who we were talking about earlier with the touchdown here for Lake Stevens.
When you were gone, Steve Willits was taking your spot, and I think we called his name a few times at the Glacier Peak game, and not surprised to see him right away. Boy, and that's kind of exactly what Lake Stevens wanted to do, was kind of set the tone early. Kind of the same thing that happened last year.
Bardou just so skillful. Only 5 interceptions through the year. Widman on for the extra point. It's up, and it is good.
Bardou's the placeholder there, too,
yes.
if you notice that.
He's also the punter.
Yes.
So 5 plays. It looked easy. We'll see if the Monroe Bearcats can come back.
So last year, Monroe didn't respond really well when they got behind, and kind of things got out of hand. Monroe's going to need to be careful not to make sure they don't just get a little too dejected here.
Guess we'll keep it here. Vikings 7 and the Bearcats coming up. As we head down, look to the Bearcats, a lot of people before the year, because of both of the Zimmermans here, they had no idea who Jaden Pruitt was, but the senior quarterback throwing up unbelievable numbers, over 1,800 yards.
No, and the funny thing about that is that's kind of what happened with Lake Stevens when they lost Jacob Eason. All of a sudden, Connor Bardou stepped up huge, and the same thing, Zach Zimmerman leaves, Jaden Pruitt steps up, and it's like they haven't missed a beat.
Number 19, Ethan Anastasi. Back to receive for the
Anastasi to kick off for Lake Stevens. And the duo back there for Monroe, and this crowd waiting to get excited about something. Efton Chisholm the third back to receive. Monroe, and that's where that onside from Monroe maybe. And Chisholm third takes it near the 10. He's got a lane. Here goes Efton. Chisholm, can he beat it? To the 30. Finally taken down at the 20.
And listen to the crowd. It's getting very loud in here. The place is shaking. It's beastquake here. And there's no flags on the field. It's going to stand.
What? Chisholm the third all the way down to the Lake Stevens 22-yard line.
That's exactly what Monroe needed for a response here. That is huge. Almost right down into the red zone, Scott.
And you'll see the splits out, and in the backfield, Isaiah Lewis over 1,300 yards on 133 carries, and they give it to the big horse right there. He crosses the 20 into the red zone.
And Monroe would like to kind of slow it down a little bit and shoot and control the clock. And, even Michael Bumpus said he'd love to see a 13-minute drive if he could. But that's kind of their bread and butter. But on the other side, they can pass just as well as Lake Stevens.
Lewis, that running back, he has 19 touchdowns on the year, averages 10+ a carry. They sit now at 2nd and 6 with 9:22 left in the first quarter.
He's got pressure.
Pruitt. Is he going to get it up? He does!
Oh,
touchdown!
look at that!
And that's Cole, 13. Isaiah Cole, the senior, touchdown Bearcats.
Wow. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. And we were talking about Isaiah Cole in pregame, that we're going to see a lot of him.
That's the voice of Ron Henthorne.
Oh, no, there's laundry on the field.
What do you think it is,
I think
Ronnie?
it's a hold on the offensive lineman.
I think Tim's got it right on the money. It's kind of exciting down here on the Monroe sidelines. It's all of a sudden they get cranked up after that opening run.
You know what? It's a legal man downfield.
Oh, my.
What's funny is I did see a hold in the back, and I thought the ref was going to throw the flag, and he kept it in his pocket. But, ouch, that hurts. Makes it 2nd and 11.
Second from the Monroe 23rd. Here is Pruitt. Jaden dumps it down, and this is number 19, Isaiah Lewis. We talked about him as well. He can run, he can catch, he can do everything.
Yeah, loses a couple on that one. Normally he's not the receiver on there, but now they're looking at 3rd and 14. I think Monroe needs to get at least some positive yards here because it's probably 4-down territory for them. So, they don't want to be looking at 4th and 14. I think, if they can't pick up the first down, they want to at least get 7 or 8 yards, make it a manageable 4th down play.
Lake Stevens defense, head coach Tom tried, like to make him have to pass. Pruitt back. Time. Now he's got to run. Looking. And it's incomplete.
Well, his receiver got pushed out of bounds there, and a lot of pressure on Jaden Pruitt there.
He's trying to go to Trey Lane, a freshman.
He actually picked up some good blocks when the play was kind of extending.
Did. And Hutchinson, number 17 in the white for Lake Stevens. He's a force on offense, and he's a big-time player also on defense.
Yeah, and we're already seeing number 56, Cievo, getting all kinds of pressure in there.
8:15 left in the first quarter here. 4th and 14, they got to go with it. Pruitt tipped and incomplete, trying to go to Isaiah Cole, and what a huge run back by Efton Chisholm III down to the 22, and it stalls out.
Yeah, unfortunately, two big plays, too. They got that run back that one held, but that touchdown, unfortunately, didn't hold, and they turn it over on down. So now they're going to have to see if they can get a little bit stingy on defense here.
What a turn of events. We're sitting perched here on the home side amongst the Monroe fans, and it was high decibel there when they thought they had a touchdown with the big run return as well. So here comes back Connor Bardou again, now starting his own 26-yard line with 8:08 left to go. He's going deep one more time. It's caught at the 40, across the 50. To big 35, Ryan Sander, if that's correct.
Yeah, and they left him wide open. I don't think they were expecting that to go to him.
No.
Kind of left the seam right wide open down there. Kind of right now, Lake Stevens and Connor Bardou kind of having their way with him.
And that is a little hidden nugget there, because I don't see even a reception so far this year for number 35.
No, that's why they weren't expecting it.
That's right. 1st and 10 now at the Bearcat 48. Tom Lewis, number 5 in the white, right next to Bardou.
Not to be confused with Isaiah Lewis.
Exactly. It's the accounting firm of Lewis & Lewis, like I said. And there's Tom. Tom takes, he's hit hard.
Big number 45.
That's Ricky Baker.
Oh, and he throttled him.
Lewis, the ball carrier, gain of 1 on the play. Ricky Baker on the tackle. Second down.
So 2nd down and 9 here.
Right now, the passing game for Lake Stevens is almost flawless. Struggling slightly with the run.
Connor Bardou. In motion is Monroe. And he runs up. And that's a good gain. That will be a Lake Stevens first down to the 35.
Nice little misdirection there. And
Monroe, the ball carrier.
Monroe bites on it.
First 9 on the play, first down.
So if you're Monroe Bearcats defense, Joey Hammer, the defensive coordinator for Monroe.
Looks like we're going to get a timeout on the field here.
Timeout, Bearcats.
That's a smart timeout right there. I like that. They need to kind of regroup here, and because they're not showing any signs of stopping them right now.
We'll be back with more STSPN Friday Night Lights Wesco 4A Championship.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Back here, Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Ron Henthorn, and also Steve Willits on the horn here, right here live as we look at this 1st and 10 from the Bearcat 35. Bardou, he's going deep.
Oh,
that was a miscommunication.
Yeah, something happened there.
Trying to go to Hutchinson.
He threw it way behind him, and I think he was expecting Hutchinson to come back on that.
Steve Willits, I know you've been excited about this game since Carrico week preply. I thought you were going to be at the stadium right after you left the studio Thursday night.
I would have liked to. I had some things I needed to get done, and hey, if you didn't get here early, you didn't get here that easy. It was one road in, and quite a few of us trying to struggle to get here, and you can see people sitting up on the hill. This is what an atmosphere, huh?
Yeah, we were here at like 5:30. That was about the time you needed to get here.
Smart move.
2nd and 10, going to the corner. It's caught.
Is that Hutchinson? That was a great catch. He just kind of pulled that right out of the sky.
Through traffic. No, that is Murrin.
Murrin.
Complete to Austin Murrin for 9 yards.
6. It's so funny on the they have it at 6'11", 190. I just caught that. It's
6'11".
Probably 5'11".
I told you he pulled it out of the sky, right?
In traffic.
I just saw a couple hands reach up there.
This is a big stop for the Bearcats.
3rd and 1.
And this time,
I think he's going to get it.
Monroe, the ball carrier.
It's pretty close, but it looked like he got just enough. See what they're going to signal here.
Let's go down to Ron Henthorne. You have a good look at that, Ronnie?
Yeah, it looked pretty good to me. I think they're going to give it to him.
There it is. And yes,
got
it
just
is.
enough.
They started this drive on the 26-yard line, their own 26, with 6:05 left to go in the first quarter here, the 4A Wesco championship. And you see the grass getting filled up.
Yeah,
for
look
Monroe
at
over
that
there.
tightwad hill over there.
1st and 10 now at the Monroe 25. Connor Bardou flips it back. Monerath. Reverse, well played by the Bearcats. And he'll maybe get one.
It was actually a really good effort for him to even pick up a yard there. They had him kind of tagged back in the back.
Again, Baker there causing havoc in the backfield, and then to clean it up there was Stelz.
They actually execute that misdirection really well.
Pickup of 2, 2nd and 8, now at the Monroe 23. Lewis now, Tom Lewis in the backfield for Lake Stevens. And they get it to Lewis. Lewis spins his way down. He'll be short of a first down inside the 20 to the 18.
Tom Lewis, the ball carrier for the Vikings, gain of 5.
This is what Monroe wanted to do. They wanted a long series, a long possession to kind of wear them down. And right now it's all the Vikings.
Lake Stevens sitting on a 7-0 lead. They'll be happy to slow the game down too when you got the lead.
Connor Bardou starting last year after Jacob Eason, but he lost a lot of weapons, and they've made up for it. 3rd and 3. Empty back. He's going deep to the corner. Overthrows. It looks like he was going for Winkler or
tall kid, whoever it is. Tell you in just a second.
Pass to Chase Winkler.
Yep.
Number 18.
He actually had him open, just kind of overthrew him a little bit. If the pass would have been a little bit shorter, he might have been able to come up with that.
And this is where
4th and 3 here, Scott.
Nobody kicks a field goal.
No, it doesn't look like it, does it?
Empty set once again. Connor going left. It's caught.
I think
and it looks like it's a first down by Hansen.
Yeah, got it by about a half a yard.
And it is a first down, 4th and 3, big completion.
Yeah, and if you haven't noticed yet, Bardou can throw on the run.
He can.
I noticed he can do it on going both ways too, right or left.
The Vikings have a first down and 10.
1st and 10 now at the Monroe 11-yard line. Lewis, Tom Lewis, dragging Bearcats inside the 5.
And Lewis was actually caught right about the line, and he drug a couple people with him and ended up getting some positive yardage there.
11 touchdowns for the junior coming into this game tonight, averaging 9+. And he'll bring up.
They actually gave him 7 yards on that play.
Wow. 2nd and 3, still first down to gain. Motion, they get it to Lewis. Lewis
not
cracked!
This time.
And it's Baker again, the first guy there.
And you notice they actually didn't blow the whistle out, and that we got cracked pretty hard, and he wasn't actually down.
Ricky Baker to stop.
Ricky Baker can hit. That guy hits like he's wearing number 45. He hits like Kenny Easley too.
Third down and 3 from the Bearcats.
So still 3rd and 3 from the 4-yard line. And this has been a long drive. This is the 13th play of this drive for Lake Stevens. They started their own 26-yard line. Empty set, Hansen in motion. Connor, pressure, gets rid of it, picked up! What a pickup! Who else? I think it's Baker.
Is it? We're going to find out here.
Ron, was that 45?
Barbu's pass, one-handed interception by Ricky Baker.
It was.
Man, and Ricky Baker, he's making a name for himself already, and that was huge because it's a red zone. That could end up being a 14-point swing. Monroe needs to make something out of this now.
Bardu doesn't have many turnovers.
He was getting a lot of pressure on that play.
And Ricky Baker with the snow cone single hand as they give the ball off to,
I think it was Lewis. He didn't get anything on there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Now this is the time where Monroe's offensive line, Tim Boyle, they got to get to work here if they want to get something done.
Yeah, that's the battle of the trenches there. And they have a really stout offensive line. A lot of seniors up there.
Pruitt, now he's going to throw it.
He might have been off to the races. There was nobody behind him in the secondary.
Trey Lane again, the freshman.
I think he had the end zone on his mind. Remember, first thing you got to do is come down with the ball.
3rd and 9 now from their own 6-yard line.
We'll have to ask Ron if he was looking at the end zone on that play.
Well, just a freshman. They get it to Lewis. Isaiah Lewis bumps his way. We'll see where they get forward progress, maybe to the 10. That's going to set up a 4th.
Unfortunately for Monroe, they really needed to capitalize on that turnover, and they almost did in a huge play, but unfortunately the receiver drops it, and Monroe's going to have to punt.
Morris on the stop for the Vikings. Gives the Bearcats 4th down and 5 from their own 10-yard line.
Monroe stops them right at the doorstep, but again, they're pinned back. And tough punt. And number 40, their punter, Colton Hernandez, the senior, will be
standing
punting
right about the end zone line.
He's going to Hansen, who's at the 40. He'll let it bounce. And it's touched by a Monroe player. Ricky Baker there. What an interception nonetheless. Ricky Baker there, right?
No, it
the
was still huge. Just unfortunately, Monroe couldn't capitalize it. Now Lake Stevens going to have another chance on the positive side of the field. They're going to mark it at about the 36-yard line. So really good field position for Lake Stevens. Steve, what's the other big games tonight? We got Edmonds Woodway, right?
Edmonds Woodway Snohomish is probably the big one. That one is for the Wesco 3A South title.
Yeah.
Edmonds Woodway wins it outright with a victory. If they lose, and if Everett knocks off Linwood, which we think will happen, we would have a 3-way tie for first place there.
And this time they give it to big number 7.
And he just tripped up. We got some extracurricular going out there, which that's not going to surprise us right now.
We didn't get to our predictions, which that is one of them. You wrote that down. Do you have your sheet that we did before the game?
Oh, yeah, I got it right here. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, hang on.
That was Austin Calvin, 6-foot senior, who got the ball. Now it's 2nd and 5. And they get it to Monerath. Monerath's coming around the near side. And finally stuck out of bounds by Isaiah Cole. But
nice tackle by Cole, but, man, their running game is starting to pick up here. Monerath's got some wheels on him. He hits that corner and couldn't catch him. Now they're in the red zone.
One more time, real quickly. On the Bearcat 18-yard line. Monerath to the left of Connor Bardu. And the Monroe defense been on the field most of this first half, 41 seconds, or this first quarter, 41 seconds left in the quarter. Gets it to Monroe. Monroe, good jump cut. Slides inside the 5, and Monroe.
Man, do you see the way he cuts? Looks like Barry Sanders back in the day. He goes east to west really well.
First down.
Monroe, not one of the featured backs coming into tonight. He's got, 52 carries, I guess 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, but usually Lewis getting most of the carries. First and goal from the 5, Bardu. Got an open receiver to catch it. Can't hang on.
Just on the tip of his fingers, too, and he was open.
That's
just
Ohsman.
kind of overthrew him a little bit.
19 seconds left in this first quarter.
First quarter went by pretty fast, a little more running than we thought.
7-0 Lake Stevens. They were cruising down the field at the 4-yard line in an unbelievable interception by Ricky Baker from Monroe, and then Monroe couldn't do much, and here we are, second and goal from the 5. Fake the handoff, now slips it out. It's caught, diving catch by Hutchinson, maybe back to the 5 or 4.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think he got any positive yardage there. And Bardu took a hit on that play, too. A little misdirection going everywhere, and Bardu got a nice little hit on him.
Third and goal from the 5. And
that's going to do it for the first quarter. Quick first quarter.
That is. We'll be back with more this Friday Night Lights 4A Wesco presented by Lake Stevens Ace Hardware.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife, Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Thank you very much.
Back here, Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Ron Henthorn. Ron, what are you seeing down there? Monroe, boy, it's already been an emotional roller coaster for these kids.
Well, I see a couple of highs and lows down here for Monroe. But seeing a lot of Lake Stevens fans up on the hill behind them over there. Probably 100 people that don't have seats just sitting on the grass.
Yeah,
let's see if they can bring this in, babe.
Vikings up 7-0. Bardu shovels over to Monerath. Corner, touchdown, Vikings.
And they had him stopped in the backfield, too. I don't know if does there a flag on the field or... They had him stopped in the backfield, but if you look at his footwork is so good, he just kind of went around and hit the corner.
Ricky Baker was talking to the side judge there, the line judge.
It looked like
something.
It looked like somebody didn't like something on it, other than the touchdown.
And for the extra point, Bardu does the holding. The kick is up. And Woodman, it is good. So 14-0 Lake Stevens just inside the start of the second quarter.
It's a little bit like last year.
Without the turnovers.
Yeah.
This time
the turnover was on Lake Stevens.
And Monroe you felt like the momentum. They had to get something going, even to pin them back.
Well, they've had a couple
momentum
changers already with that run back, and then they had the touchdown that got called back. They had the interception, so they've had some big plays. They're just going to need to make sure they can capitalize on. Now 14-0, it's not over yet, but you don't want to spot Lake Stevens a 14-point lead, obviously. That's going to be a problem.
Talking to head coach Michael Bumpus here for Monroe, and he's done such a great job with this program. One of the things we talked about pregame, Tim, is the fact that Monroe, they have just rolled almost everybody they've seen. So they haven't been tested And it's not sometimes who you play, it's when you play them.
Exactly, and that's, we had talked about that, and that was one of our concerns for Monroe is what's going to happen. They've rolled everybody so hard that what happens when they get in a tight game.
Here's the ball kicked off just inside the 5, maybe the 4, and cutting it back, and that's again.
Is that Chisholm?
That is Efton Chisholm the third, who had a spectacular kickoff return.
That one's not bad either. They'll take it on the 30's not bad.
No. And this is where the Bearcats really has to get something going.
Ooh. And our crack statistician, Steve Willis, just told us total yards. Lake Stevens 170, Monroe 4.
Yeah, that's
not good.
No, if you're a Bearcat
fan, you want to
fan,
change that up really quick.
Well, from their own 31-yard line, Jaden Pruitt, the senior, 6'3", 190-pounder, hands the ball off, and that's Lewis, Isaiah Lewis.
Gets about 5, maybe 4 and a half. 4.
For gain of 4 out to the 35-yard line. Matt 7.
And sometimes these big games, Tim, we were here last year in Lake Stevens, the emotional buildup is so big, you get these massive swings, and then things kind of calm down.
Yeah, and then this year Monroe's got the luxury of the home field, so they need to make sure they can keep the crowd in this game.
Lewis sees a hole, but it is
Lewis is
closed
not
quickly.
having a lot of luck tonight, and the battle of the trenches right now is being won by Lake Stevens.
Javon Morris, big 59, the 6'6 senior, closed that hole very quickly.
I think the best thing that Monroe could do is get the crowd back into this game.
Yep.
It's a little bit quiet in here, quieter than we expected.
3rd and 5, 14-0 Lake Stevens for Jaden Pruitt. As they look over now to get the play, see if they can come back.
Now they're having some issues getting the play there.
Ryber, the sophomore tailback, gets the ball, and
he's got it.
Goes to gets a big Monroe first down.
And I'll tell you what, that was, Monroe needed that really bad. Picks up about 6 or so.
Little victories is what's needed here for Monroe to get back and
Monroe definitely going with that bread and butter. They want Lewis running the ball every time, it seems like.
Fake it to Lewis this time. Jaden Pruitt's got time, running out of time, just gets rid of it, and that's a smart play.
He actually had a couple of those offensive linemen really kept those guys at bay, so they won the battle of the trenches on that one.
Michael Bumpus, actually, we talked to Steve Willits and Tom Lafferty, talked about the discipline of those defensive ends for Lake Stevens, staying home, one of the better ones he's seen in his time here. 2nd and 10 for Monroe. And they get it to Lewis. Isaiah puts his pads down across the 45 to the 46.
They actually did a good job picking up about 4 yards there.
Isaiah Lewis.
This is what they want to do. This is what Michael Bumpus talked about. They want to grind it.
Yeah, except I think they want more like 5 or 6 yards instead of 3 or 4. But you're right, they'd like to grind it, but just have a couple more yards on each of those.
3rd and 7. Rolls right, Lewis blocking, gets rid of it. It's caught by Cole, first down at the 41-yard line. The Monroe fans are cheering because they got something exciting to think about.
Yeah, they needed that. It's great for Monroe to having some success on both passing and running. And Isaiah Cole's having a good night so far. We weren't quite sure how much we'd see him on offense. He's really one of their better defensive players.
Only played coming in 4 games. They had 18 receptions for 382 yards and 4 touchdowns. And 1st and 10, they go back. Now Isaiah Lewis gets the ball, crosses the 30, and a nice pickup on first down for the Bearcats.
And he picked up a first down too, and Monroe's getting in a little bit of a rhythm here. Exactly what they needed.
No huddle.
Monroe really needs to get some points on the board out of this drive.
Rybar comes out, and Galloway comes in, number 18. Pruitt gets it to Lewis. Left side, and he just crashes over the 25.
Yeah, one thing you notice about Lewis, when he gets hit, he still gets another couple yards. It's those yards after contact, and he got another 3 or 4, just some extra yards after he ran right straight into him.
8:22 left to go in this first half here. Lake Stevens up 14-0. Monroe, their best series of the game so far. Pruitt fakes it to Lewis. Now he's going deep down the left sideline. Overthrows.
And it wouldn't have counted anyway because it looked like he kind of forced him out of bounds. So even if he had caught that, I don't think it would have counted.
Going to Galloway.
Pruitt's pass intended for Jared Galloway incomplete.
Leaves him 3rd and 3.
Definitely 4-down territory for the Bearcats here.
Jaden Lewis, and what a tackle there.
Oh, he's going to be close to that first down marker.
By Calvin, and Ron, the Wedge Henthorn, right there. What do you think, Ron?
Isaiah Lewis, the ball carrier.
They're saying 4th and 1.
Oh, boy. And are they changing out? Are they they have to go for this, don't they?
I would think it's I would think they're going for it. Yeah.
Lewis there, and they bring in Ricky Baker for the fullback position. Under center.
Got 3 backs back there.
Oh, there's another one behind the pole.
Yeah.
Thank you. And they give it to him. Rybar leans forward, the tall kid.
I don't know
and
what
see
kind
where
of
they mark
momentum
him.
they're going to give him. I think by looking at it here, it looked like he had momentum right about the 20-yard line. So let's see where they're going to mark that. Oh, they're saying they turned it over on
short.
down. I don't know. It looks like he's got it. Man.
Ron Henthorn not on that side of the field right now.
Man, I don't know.
Oh, that is a massive stop for Lake Stevens.
Gosh, I'm surprised they didn't measure that.
So they turn it over on downs again, and that is just painful if you're Monroe.
Boy,
they had all the mojo going.
Yeah, you know what? This game could easily be 14-14. They've been down there twice, knocking at the door.
So now Lake Stevens, their own 21-yard line, 1st and 10. Bardou, he's going quickly, trying to get Monroe. That's caught at the 45, tackled into Bearcat territory. And I tell you, Lake Stevens, they just do not miss.
And he threw that on a dime, and he had caught him in full stride. I don't know if that was a better catch, a better pass, or a better run route, but threw that right on a dime in full stride. Big play. Monroe's looking a little bit dejected on the sideline. They're going to have to make sure they keep up that enthusiasm.
Defense giving the offense something to get excited about. Monroe at that time, the Monroe Bearcat defense comes in with a good tackle there by big number 57, Austin Stelz.
Bird did a flyby right by the camera and everything.
6:44 left to go in the first half. 2nd and 9 yards to gain here. Connor Bardou. Tom Lewis in motion, back to pass. Guy's getting pressure. He just hucks it way out of bounds.
That's
to the
an interesting play there. You'd almost call that might be intentional grounding. Threw that across the field. Let's see, the refs are going to talk about that, I think.
We're not sure who it's intended for.
It didn't look like he was trying to. It looked like he was trying to get that out of bounds, but it didn't go back to the line of scrimmage. So,
well, 3rd and 9.
Interesting call there.
Steve Jensen, our referee. Connor Bardou back to pass, getting pressure, goes deep down the center for Hutchinson. Intercepted! Oh my! What an unbelievable play!
Wow.
And it's Isaiah Cole.
They're going to mark that at about the 4-yard line, I think. And Bardou got hit, too. If you look on the replay, I think Bardou gets hit.
And he launches, and look at this fingertip interception, the second one of the game. What a play by Cole. You don't think he wants this?
And that kid's an athlete. He's a football player.
Great on the hardwood, too.
That's a big neg. Again, it's one of those things they need to get that crowd back into this. Looked like Bardou got up a little slow on that, too.
6:17 left to go in this second quarter from their own. Where did they mark him there? They own their 4-yard line.
4-yard line, yep. They got some work to do here.
They get it to Lewis. Isaiah falls forward in the big frame.
This is where you want to just give yourself a few yards of cushion.
Isaiah Lewis.
Javon Morris on the tackle.
I think he got about 3, 4.
Just under 6 minutes to play in this first half. Lake Stevens 14-0.
6 minutes in the half. The half's going by really fast.
Not a lot of penalties, really. Jaden Pruitt. And nothing happening there as Isaiah Lewis tripped up immediately.
Yeah, this is a huge 3rd and 6 for Monroe.
Loss of 1, clock ticking.
3rd and 7, they're saying.
Monroe took 1 timeout, 2 left here in the half. And Lewis to the right there of Pruitt. See what they come up with. They're going to pass. You get it over. It's caught. And
forward progress is going to be close. I'm going to see what kind of forward progress they gave him.
Oh, they're going to mark him 12.
Ooh.
13, and of course it's Isaiah Cole.
Man, it's going to bring up. That's going to be tempting for Bumpus.
And he's got to be safe.
I think
he's only
he was
down
probably
2 scores.
tempted. But yeah, man, gosh, it almost looked like he had that first down from here with forward progress.
Not sure if they're getting interesting spots or not, but that's another. They had a big opportunity both times here, Monroe, with the huge turnovers. They're not making much out of those 2 INTs.
No. Oh, now Todd's saying he had that on replay. It looked from here like he did.
We'll go back and look at it one more time. Here's the punt. They bring a little pressure. And Morin takes it. And good coverage there by Monroe. And they'll start again, though, on the Bearcat side of the field. And we'll watch it another
screen
time.
Here. You're going to see that and see where forward progress was.
He crosses the 15.
Yeah, he should have had a first down because he got bumped back, and forward progress he should have had the first down. Tough break for Monroe. They need all the help they can get.
Mental perseverance here is going to be key, and how do you keep
Yeah, and unfortunately,
that
Lake
intensity.
Stevens has got it again on the positive side of the field at Monroe's 36-yard line.
4:05. And they have had good field, and there's Tom Lewis. He's stumbling, bumbling all the way down to the 10. What a huge pickup there for the other Lewis.
Yeah, and they little misdirection. They faked like they were going to give it to number 2, and number 5 just found the hole.
Monroe's defense, they have been on the field a long time.
They got to
this
be
first
getting
half.
tired.
A lot of the kids playing both ways.
Fortunately for Monroe, the half has gone really fast.
Tom Lewis, the halfback now next to Bardou. Monorath in motion. They fake it, and they get it to Lewis, and he's crushed right away.
And he's going to lose about 3 yards on that.
And that's big
didn't
Josh
fool
Jerome.
Anybody on that.
That is big Josh Jerome, Tim.
Bigger than his old. He's the little big brother.
And now they give a loss there, loss of 3, 2nd and 13 at the Monroe 15-yard line. The defense from Monroe, they've answered a couple times with 2 big interceptions. Bardou looking for Austin. Catches it at the 3-2 pylon.
I think he's in.
Touchdown.
Boy, and what an athletic play by Murin to just reach out to the pylon. Man, now Now Monroe's in danger of going down 21-0 here.
And that's his second tonight for Austin Murren. As there is a quiet hum on the Monroe side here. They had to try to hold him there to 2 scores. Bardou the hold. The kick is up, and it looks it's good by Brock Woodman.
21-0. Who would have thunk?
It seems like it's deja vu in so many ways last year at Lake Stevens High School.
Although, yeah, it seemed like it got more out of hand last year. Monroe's actually giving them a run for their money. They're just not capitalizing on some of these things.
We'll be back with more right after this.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Ron Henthorn with you here. STSPN brought to you by Lake Stevens Ace Hardware. Glad you're with us tonight. 21-0 Lake Stevens so far. Monroe, the home team, just shaking their head. Here's the kickoff. It's taken around the 7-yard line. This is Chisholm, who has 2 nice returns, and he's cracked down, and you can see the Lake Stevens
Lake
players.
Stevens is saying that they've got the ball.
Fumble recovery, and it's going to stay Monroe.
No, Monroe's going to keep it. Okay, so now for a positive thing on Monroe, you do have the chance of going down and getting a touchdown here, and then you're going to get the ball back right at halftime, after half. So that's the positive. They need to capitalize on that. So they can't get too down in the dumps.
Okay, now listen, somebody's over there on the sidelines with a flash on their camera. Are you kidding me?
A flash?
It's affecting our...
Yeah, watch. As soon as this play goes, watch this guy.
On the sideline?
Yeah. Yep, there he goes.
Their own 20.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
And they hand it off, and not much there, maybe a yard for Rybar.
And there is a penalty, and it's in the secondary.
The penalty's on the camera guy.
Yeah, they should be a penalty on the camera guy. This is normally on a hold. Oh, but it's a hold on the defense. So that's going to give them a first down.
The ball is going to go against the Vikings.
Oh, no.
Monroe needs a break.
Coming into tonight, 2:35 left here in the first half as you see him walking that off. I mean, Monroe averaging 53.3 points per game, Tim.
I know, and the goose egg right now. That's a 10-yard. That's a 10-yard defensive holding. Unlike college and the pros, it's 5.
I mean, 56 touchdowns coming into tonight. Jaden Pruitt, back to pass, unleashes, and it's
just dropped it.
And that's
number 18.
Jarrett Galloway, the senior, he had it and just dropped it.
He wants that one back bad.
That could have been another first down, a big
That would have
chunk.
been a big first down.
I'd like to welcome aboard Thomas Randall. He's a new subscriber, just popped up.
Thomas Randall, glad you're with us. 21-0, 2:23 left to go here in the first half, live from Monroe High School. Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Ron Henthorn, also the tones there of our 5-tool player Todd Elvig. Got all kinds of things going on. 2nd and 10 from their own 38. Pruitt. Now he just tucks it, runs out of bounds. He's hit. And that's Hutchinson.
Hutchinson gave him, I think he was still in bounds there, so I don't think nothing wrong with that hit. Only thing wrong with that is it's now it's like 3rd and 7. 3rd and 8.
Welcome aboard. How do you say that?
Davin Stinger. Is that Stinger?
Yep. Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the channel. Welcome to STSPN. So 3rd and 8. They have not done well on 3rd down tonight. Pruitt's a lot of time. Looking. Now he slings it, and it's caught at the 30-yard line. And that's the freshman 27, Trey Lane, who missed one earlier.
And welcome the crowd back into this football game, Scott. The good break for Monroe. Great pass, great catch. There it is again on your screen.
What a big catch for Lane, the freshman. And now Monroe in business from the Lake Stevens 31-yard line. Pruitt looking again, and that time Lane didn't turn.
Misread there.
Stops the clock, though, with 1:49 left to go.
And Monroe has to score here if they want any chance of staying in this game. And they know it.
2 timeouts left for Monroe. All 3
left for Lake Stevens. A little more energy now after that play.
Isaiah Lewis behind, and there Ricky Baker there switches over to the other side of Pruitt. And they get it to Isaiah Lewis. Lewis breaks a tackle going through the sideline. 10-5 out of bounds.
And he had an eye for the end zone. He just kind of went out of bounds at probably at about the 2 or where are they going to mark it?
They're going to mark it like at the 7.
Oh, the 7? We're going to have to see that again. It looked like he got farther down than the 7.
I got it right here.
Let's see it.
And it looks like he just steps out, maybe the 5 or the 4. 1st and goal from the 7 now with 1:41 left. And Isaiah gets it in.
He's
touchdown, Monroe.
And there's no flag on that play, so that's going to stand. The crowd's coming alive a little bit. Keep in mind, Monroe gets the ball right after the half, so that's a huge touchdown for Monroe.
20th touchdown for Isaiah Lewis on the season. And that's what Monroe needed desperately in this 4A championship. Michael Bumpus, they have not beaten Lake Stevens since he came
I don't think
to
they've
be the head
beaten him.
coach.
Well, keep in mind, Lake Stevens has won 30 consecutive conference games.
Now under center is Pruitt. They'll go for 2.
How many was that?
30 consecutive games
right.
in Wesco. So that's 5 or 6 years right there.
Baker the lead. They hand it off and still on his feet. Did he get there? No.
What a competitor, though. That guy just does not give up.
That's Lucas Rhodes.
Number 41, I think, is who that is.
Another senior, Lucas Rhodes. You'll see it again.
Interesting call on the 2-point conversion
it is.
there.
We always talk about that. I don't like chasing.
I'm not sure. Do they not have a kicker that can get that in? Because I think you want to take the 7 there.
I don't.
But that's why I'm not coaching them.
Well, there you go. But now down the road here.
But, I mean, those extra points are huge. And you're right. We talk about that a lot where they chase those extra points.
We'll step away. A word from Speedway Chevrolet just down the street in Monroe.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Kick. Number 1.
Back here at Monroe High School, closing minute 25 here left in the first half. Monroe finally getting on board with 6 points. Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Ron Henthorne, Steve Willits. And we were talking about, we didn't like that call, Steve Willits. We never liked that. At this point of the game, you just don't want to chase a point later down the road.
No, I don't even like it when if they were down by 8, I wouldn't like it at this point of the game. There's an onside kick for you again.
And it catch up to it. It goes out of bounds.
It's going to be a flag but I think the Lake Stevens guy touched that.
He might have.
So I don't think that should be a flag.
Eberle.
It looked like, and we'll see it on the replay, if he touched it, there shouldn't be a flag. He did touch it? Yeah.
Another interesting call there.
I think they're talking about it, though. I think they're going to pick that flag up.
Interesting choice there again with the onside kick with 1:20 with an offense that is scored quickly. Why give them that much field?
Oh, they're saying it was an illegal motion there. So it wasn't necessarily the touch. But it's weird because they threw the flag right where it went out of bounds. So interesting call there.
I will say this, guys, onside kick or squib kick, because really both times when they've tried it, the ball's ended up at their own 38 or own 37. Might be a ploy just to keep it away from some of those dangerous return men they have, too.
Yeah, no, I thought about that, but you'd think the squib, they'd want to get it down a little farther and give them that's really good field position.
21-6 Lake Stevens. Connor Bardou, he's had a heck of a night despite the
there.
two. He goes for it all. He's going to Austin Murrin off the helmet of the Monroe player.
I think they're going to call a pass interference there.
Skylar Barr, the defender.
I don't know why they didn't call a hold back in the back, because it looked like, let's see here. I don't know. It looked like they were both going for the ball on that one.
Ron Henthorn, you were down there. You want to chime in?
Let me see what they're going to call here. Michael Bumpus doesn't like it at all. You can see Bumpus in there.
We can't get Ron Henthorn's
I'm surprised
mic.
There's not a hold. We going to show that play again, Tom?
There it is.
Okay.
Where's the hold, though, Tim?
The hold is back where Bardou, the offensive lineman, Bardou was getting some pressure, and they look like two guys tackled one of their defensive linemen.
The Vikings have a 1st and 10.
Steve Willits, you want to chime in on that?
You're always going to give them an opportunity to call pass interference if, number one, you're getting beat like that, and number two, it's questionable if you look back. He might have timed it out perfectly, but the fact of the matter was his head wasn't turned, and he was trying to chase the ball after essentially being beat by Murin. So I see where the referee made that call. It may or may not have been right. It was very, very close, but nonetheless, your head doesn't come back around. More often than not, they're going to call it.
1:09 left to go in this first half. Connor Bardou looking again. Plenty of time. Now he has to scramble. He gets rid of it, and it's caught by Hutchinson.
And Bardou takes a big hit there. If you look at the end of the play, Bardou gets the ball off and just takes a vicious hit.
Mark it at the 40-yard line of Monroe. And we have a Lake Stevens timeout with 54 seconds. We'll step away. You're watching STSPN.com.
Bardou had some good time back there. They were only rushing 3.
Bardou's pass intended for Ian Hansen falls incomplete.
48 seconds for the Vikings to try to get the ball in the end zone here. Or they could do the unthinkable and kick a field goal, right? Oh. And you see Monroe had nowhere to go and bounces off a couple people and just goes around the corner. Gritty little player.
Austin Stelz with the stop. Timeout, Lake Stevens.
Check. Oh, now it works. Thank you.
The wedge is back.
It definitely wasn't pass interference. Was not.
There you go. I like it. I could see how they could call it either. I wouldn't have thrown the flag on that, but
well, in college ball, you don't have to have your head turned. I think it's the same in high school football. So he was just on the player. I wouldn't have called it.
You heard it right there from the wedge who was down on the field. I don't think Monroe's getting any hometown cooking. And some of the people on the offensive line are just screaming for a hold there, and I kind of see where they're coming from. Looks like Lake Stevens is getting away with a couple holds there. Unfortunately, the defensive lineman that went after his ankles there ended up getting hurt. It looks like he landed right. Could have just had the wind knocked out of him. Yeah, you know, he's going to go out and check on him. When you get a player like that goes down, you get the coach out there checking on you. I think he might have looked like he just kind of landed on his stomach.
Stats and other things, some big games going around as Big Josh gets a well-deserved
nice little
applause.
Sportsmanship by Lake Stevens to go over there and take a knee. And
he was just tired chasing Bardou. What, are you kidding me?
It could have been.
I don't blame him.
He almost got him, too. He just dove right at his feet and kind of made him stumble a little bit.
I don't blame him. 3rd and 10 for Lake Stevens. Monroe to the right, and that's going to get whistles.
Looked like there was movement on both sides, so they're going to call. I think they're going to call that against Lake Stevens and call it a false start.
Tell you what, guys, Jerome might be the best interior lineman in all of Snohomish County. To not have him in there right now at a crucial play like this, not exactly the ideal situation for the Bearcats.
I agree with you, Steve. I think he's going to get back in there, but you're right. That's going to hurt him.
That's the good news. The bad news is he's not in there now.
Yeah.
Now the good news
really
is
need him.
Now it's 3rd and 15 instead of 3rd and 10, so
True.
That helps him out a little bit.
But on a passing down where you'd love to have him coming up the middle there and putting pressure on Bardou, he's not there, and that could be a key factor in this play.
Pretty tight defense. Bardou rolling to the right. Now Baker on him. He's about to get cracked. Gets it off, incomplete, and Bardou pays again.
Man, did you see the pressure on Baker just coming right up the middle and just sticking with it?
Welcome, Craig Zorger.
4th and 15. Now you only got 15 or 4 seconds left, so you can almost just chuck it up or chuck it out of bounds or something.
21-6 Lake Stevens, and this is, if Monroe can hold them here, that's a little bit something to go into the locker room. They're going to get the ball in the start of the second half. Bardou lets it go as he's going down. No intentional grounding, and the clock strikes 0 at the end of the first half.
And he almost got hit from behind, and if he would have been about a half a second earlier, that might have come squirting out of there.
Some Band-Aids and ice for Bardou at halftime.
Getting a little banged up.
Scott, you got him up there?
Yeah, let's go. Michael Bumpus.
All right, down here with Coach Michael Bumpus. Coach, they got a couple of scores on you early there, but you're coming back hard. What are you going to work on here?
Yeah, we just got to execute. There's a couple of third downs that, we came up short on. Third downs are crucial, especially a game like this. You got to convert on third downs and just eliminate the big plays. We've done a good job at it so far. We get them a short field, so we'll see if we can turn around second half.
Going to change anything on your game plan?
We'll see. I won't let you know, though. You'll just have to wait and see.
I would look for it. Good job. All right, thank you, Michael. Good luck in the next half. All right, back to you, Scott. You heard it directly from the coach.
Well, as a Cougar, the Washington State. You got a kick out of talking to Michael Bumpus, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I got to love it.
You heard it right there.
And he's turned this team around so well.
21-6, Lake Stevens. Thank you, Ron Henthorn. We'll be back with more after this on Friday Night Lights. For a Wesco, a big welcome shout-out to Bellarmine Heat subscribing to our STSPN channel.
What was it?
Ballerma Heat. I can't. It's so small. It's dark. Todd, the 5-tool player, asking me to whip some things up.
You need my cheaters here.
Baller Miami Heat. I need to go get my eyes checked.
People from Miami tuning in.
I'm going to go get
this game.
I'm going to Costco to get my eyes checked at halftime. We'll be back after this.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ.
GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical would like to take this opportunity to thank you for giving us a chance to earn your business. In the next few moments, we will present a broad overview of our company and what goes on behind the scenes that sets us apart from our competitors. GNS was founded in 1977. Since then, we have grown to become a well-known leader in the Puget Sound area for residential, commercial HVAC, and electrical services. Our newest location in Everett is just over 8,000 square feet, with nearly 2,000 feet dedicated to our office staff. It houses our call center, accounting, scheduling, sales, and system design departments. 5,000 square feet of our new facility is for our vast inventory of heat pumps, furnaces, ducting, electrical wiring, and associated parts. Our fabrication shop is just over 1,000 square feet. Electrical would like to take this opportunity to thank you for giving us a chance to earn your business. In the next few moments, we will present a broad overview of our company and what goes on behind the scenes that sets us apart from our competitors. G&S was founded in 1977. Since then, we have grown to become a well-known leader in the Puget Sound area for residential, commercial HVAC, and electrical services. Our newest location in Everett is just over 8,000 square feet, with nearly 2,000 feet dedicated to our office staff. It houses our call center, accounting, scheduling, sales, and system design departments. 5,000 square feet of our new facility is for our vast inventory of heat pumps, furnaces, ducting, electrical wiring, and associated parts. Our fabrication shop is just over 1,000 square feet. This is where we custom fabricate each sheet metal fitting specifically for your home or building. G&S receives shipments of new HVAC parts and equipment nearly every business day to help streamline our installation process and save our customers money. G&S also has an on-site training facility with actual working HVAC systems. These systems are for ongoing service and installation technician training. We currently employ over 40 highly skilled and motivated individuals in various positions throughout the company. Whether you need an emergency service, new installation, or just a routine maintenance, we have the personnel to get the job done.
That number 4 spot's locked up already,
It
right?
is, yeah. Wesco 4A, the only game that matters is here tonight. But still, nonetheless, I kind of wondered about that, and we talked about it on the show yesterday. What if you're Jackson, what are you playing for? And if you're Mariner, it's kind of your playoff game tonight.
Correct.
Jaden Pruitt, the senior, finally getting a start, hands it off to Isaiah Lewis, crosses the 35. And Jaden Pruitt, talking to Michael Bumpus before the game, nobody heard of Jaden Pruitt because he was backing up 2 Zimmermans. He said he's been waiting in the wings for 3 years.
Yeah. Well, he said he's been kind of like an offensive coordinator for him. I found that very interesting. They'd have conversations on the sideline about offensive play calling.
2nd and 6 now from their own 36. Pruitt, some time. Now he's got to get going. Being chased, flings it over. It's intercepted by Lake Stevens off the hands of number 27, Trey Lane. And
it looks like he's hurt, maybe, or is he just disgusted? Either one. But, yeah, that's a tough
one more
break.
look.
That is a tough break right there.
And that's a tip drill.
That is a tip drill play there. And Pruitt was kind of rolling out and just threw it a little bit high.
Only 4 interceptions coming into tonight for Jaden Pruitt, throwing over 1,800 yards, 24 touchdowns. So
that's a terrible break for Monroe. They're trying to get back and crawl back in this game, and exactly what you don't want to do.
So now flip it real quick. On the Monroe 46, Bardou's going deep. He's got Hutchinson off the helmet again of the tall number 15, Skylar Barr.
Boy, and Monroe actually caught a break there. Bardou getting a lot of pressure there, and actually had a great throw. But Monroe lucks out there.
Bardou never saw a long bomb he didn't like, huh?
No, not at all. Kind of like Ross Bowers for Bothell. He'd love to throw long.
Now the Cal quarterback, 2nd and 10 from the Monroe 46. Big turnover here for Monroe as they start the second half. Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Ron Henthorn down on the field with you. They handed out Monroe, who had a nice first half, and he's bottled up there after getting 2 or 3.
It's going to bring up third and 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Ford Focus, license plate A, Victor.
Hearing the PA announcer here, we'll check in. Ron Henthorn, the wedge down on the Monroe Bearcats sideline. It's difficult to just keep your energy level up high with these kind of turnovers. 3rd and 8 here for Bardou. Fakes it, he's getting chased the screen. It's connected to Hanson. Cole misses, breaks another tackle, and a Lake Stevens first down.
Yeah, and when you see this in replay, you're going to see a couple of the offensive linemen actually holding on to one of the Monroe guys and gets away with one there. I'm surprised, and the ref was right there and doesn't throw a flag.
Hanson breaking out of 2 arm tackles to get up to the Bearcat 31-yard line, and another Viking first down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a third car, a dark
10-14 left to go here, just the start of the second half. Now it's Tom Lewis, excuse me. Number 5, again, Hill, a big yardage there, picks up 8 or 9.
PA announcer's a little upset about who was parking cars where, apparently.
I'm like,
the third one. Nobody could park here tonight.
Was it Tom Smith who had a parked car? Is that why I said Tom Smith?
There was a Ford Focus and something else.
I just hope it wasn't Tom Lewis's car.
Yeah.
He's got some explaining to do.
2nd and 2.
From the Bearcat, 23-yard line.
9:34 just to start here of the third quarter. They give it to the tall guy, number 7, and Calvin not able to get much, and the Bearcats standing tall. 3rd and short.
Wasn't given an inch there.
We talked at halftime how Monroe had a great opportunity. They won the coin toss deferred. They got the ball. They were coming down. They had a couple connections, and then tough break, tip-off lane. And
they did exactly what they didn't want to do.
3rd and 2. Bardou to the air. Now he's getting chased again, Jerome. Now he lets it fly to the end zone.
Oh,
Touchdown, did he get it in?
He did.
Oh, my, and it's...
What a unbelievable pass, unbelievable catch. Pressure all over him.
And that is Hutchinson. Had to wait for it for a second. You're seeing the play. Bardu makes time and unleashes, and what a catch.
Gosh, and with all that pressure coming at him too, he just throws a beautiful pass right in the back of the end zone. It looked like he got 1 foot down, and
third touchdown of the year.
That's a dagger right there.
That is deep. It's a deep cut. Unbelievable. What a catch. The kick is up by Brock Woodman. It's up and good. And 8:46. All the good feeling for Monroe here, the hometown. And Bardu. It's not over, but this is going to hurt. What a throw.
No, it is going to hurt. And you're giving Lake Stevens that type of lead. It's going to be really difficult to come back. Now, if you're looking for the positives, the Bearcats are capable of scoring really fast and bunches.
Averaging 53 a game.
Yeah, but not on a defense like Lake Stevens. Lake Stevens only given up 13 a game, so it's going to be tough. It's not impossible.
They got to figure it out. This crowd just dying for something to cheer about.
Give them something.
Trey Lane and Afton Chisholm back to
Tonight's Friday Nights brought to you by Lake Stevens Hardware, Ace Hardware. Thank you, Todd Elvig. Want to thank them. Please support our sponsors the way they support us. Here, kicking off one more time. That's a good kickoff. And Chisholm takes it around the 3. He had a big return to start the game.
Oh, we got a little fight breaking out here. Or almost, anyway.
Get it up just near the 29-yard line.
Chisholm's been getting him some decent field position.
He has.
29-yard line, but not terrible.
What's interesting is, he's the leading receiver. He has 11 touchdowns, 700 yards, 41 catches, and he's been relatively quiet tonight.
He has, especially at the wide receiver position he has.
1st and 10 now from their own 29-yard line. Jaden Pruitt coming back. He gets it over. Speak of the devil. There's Efton Chisholm there, and he is met with a lot of white jerseys.
Just too much purple and white.
Maybe gain a yard, maybe. Now I'm going to change my halftime and say Monroe needs to hurry up.
And they kind of do now.
2nd and 9 from their own 30. Pruitt, Lewis. There, he's making defenders pay. He gets a Monroe first down and trying to fire his team up.
Well, Monroe's kind of keeping with their game plan. They're not afraid to chew a little bit of clock and keep their head in the game.
Not only number 1 at play here for Wesco 4A, and there's a big difference between Wesco 1, or the number 1 spot and the number 2 spot, that's for sure. Pruitt goes over, connects. That's another Monroe first down, and this time Isaiah Cole stamps the ball down at the Vikings 45. And Isaiah Cole, you got to get the ball in his hands, don't you?
He is quite the athlete.
The Bearcats have 1st and 10
off both sides of the ball.
46-yard line.
Lake Stevens 46-yard line. Pruitt fakes the handoff. Now he gets it to Lewis. Isaiah Lewis, and he cuts through the defenders, crosses the 40.
Good 7-yard or 8-yard gain. Take that on first down every day.
Austin Marin and
6 foot, 200-pound senior, had a nice year last year, but he's just had some ridiculous games. 133 carries for 1,300 plus yards. 7:01 to go here in the third quarter. 28-6 Lake Stevens. 2nd and 2. Jaden Pruitt. Now he's just got to get rid of it.
Yeah, there's a flag. It's going to probably be a hold from it came from the referee in the backfield, so 90% of the time that's a hold. See what he says here.
I'll have a flag on the sideline too, guys.
Oh.
The voice of the wedge, Ron Henthorn.
It's against, is that an illegal shift?
The flag on the play, preliminary call goes against the Bearcats.
I'm going to say it's against Monroe.
Yeah. Might have been an illegal shift, or see what he says here.
Ron, you think the Spirits are still up there? I guess you're kind of far on the right as I see now.
3rd down and 7.
What do you think the Bearcats need to do here, Ronnie?
Well, I think you need to get a little fired up. It's kind of dead down here as well as it is in the stands. All those Bearcat fans in there are just kind of like sitting on their hands.
2nd and 7. Isaiah Lewis right up Broadway, and he is moving the pile. Crosses the 40 and still up.
He just ran right into some people and just kept driving. That's what the weight room does for you in the summertime.
Bring up 3rd and short, 3rd and 2.
Bearcats have 3rd down and 2.
And they're in unfortunately, they're in 4-down territory with the score and the time.
28-6. Isaiah Lewis, the single route back, and he gets the ball going left side, and he cuts through, crosses the 30, and now Isaiah Lewis starting to feel it. First down, Bearcats.
10 yards on the carry.
Seeing if they can tire out the defense a little bit here.
Bearcats have 1st and 10 from the
Those 5- and 6-yard runs, they wear down on the defense when you just keep doing them.
1st and 10 now from the 28-yard line of Lake Stevens. Pruitt keeps the ball. He's got to get rid of it, and he just hucks it. And he had
a lot of pressure. It's actually a good move to huck it like that. And
we haven't called too many. The defender for Lake Stevens, Matt Saveo, he had him right in his grill.
He did. Willis just informed us that Lewis is, 17 carries, 98 yards, so just a couple yards of the 100-yard mark tonight. Having himself a nice game.
2nd and 10, 5:56 left in the 3rd quarter. Jaden Pruitt back to pass, sets up the screen, gets it to Lewis, spins out of one tackle, puts his shoulders squarely forward down to the 16-yard line. Boy, he
and
squares
he's
him up.
a little bit because he's taking some shots at the knees and the legs.
Meanwhile, we have a Lake Stevens player down on the ground. That's big 59.
We got. Yep, they're going to call injury timeout here.
While they check on him, we'll step away and we'll see if Monroe can get in the house for 7 here.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Back here, 5:46 left to go, 28-6. The Bearcats, no pun intended, crawling back into this game or trying to.
Attempting to.
1st and 10 now at the Lake Stevens 16. Fakes the handoff. Pruitt's going to the end zone.
Oh,
intercepted one-handed.
Oh, my.
Trying to go to Cole and 25. Kaysen Kitchen.
Oh, that hurts. That's painful.
What a play by Kitchen. The one-handed grab.
That was a very good athletic move there. One-handed, little Odell Beckham-esque. Boy, and that hurts. That hurts because they drove down the field, chewed time off the clock.
My, oh my.
And the
Monroe
fans aren't liking it. You're hearing some people yelling some things down there, and they're not happy at all.
No. Frustrations. They were excited. They come in as you see another look at it. That's just a tremendous play by that defender. 25, Kason Kitchen. A sophomore, Tim Boyle. As Bardou hands it off up the gut, and here's Monorath running free, still on his feet. Finally knocked out across the 35, a big pickup for him.
And he is not easy to bring down for Monroe tonight. He's been running all over the place on him.
He's 5'9", 160. It's not like he's a load.
He's slippery, though.
He is.
And the way he cuts right and left is incredible. I haven't seen a player cut that well in a long time.
So now both quarterbacks, 2 interceptions. That one just a heartbreaker for Monroe. 1st and 10 from their own 36, Connor Bardou. Gets it to Monorath one time left side, and this time he's taken down behind the line.
Yeah, and
nice
Monroe
tackle.
and Lake Stevens is going to be happy to run the ball here and kind of slow the game down, which actually means the opposite. It speeds it up, but chew some clock.
Stelz on the tackle, 2nd and 11 to go. Now under 5 minutes, just still in the 3rd quarter. Plenty of time for Monroe.
You know, I cannot believe that they're allowing that flash photography out on the field.
I know, it is kind of
I hate to step in and say that, but it'll blind the guys.
Yeah, you're right. Monorath in traffic. Now they send the house. They get it back to Monorath. Nice tackle there for Monroe. Brought down behind. And again, 41.
We called his name. He had a big tackle earlier.
Lucas Rhodes. If I'm Monroe on defense, I look to number 45, my friends.
Ricky Baker?
Baker, 65 solos, 28 assists, 16 for loss.
And he hits hard, too.
91 total tackles. That's
Somebody taught that kid how to tackle at some point in his career.
3rd and 10 from
and
their
they
own
did a
36.
good job of it.
Bardou getting chased.
Oh.
Release. He's got Hutchinson again. This time Hutchinson catches it again.
And Bardou took a monstrous shot by Ricky Baker at the end, and hopefully we got that on tape. But he took a huge hit at the end.
And Skylar Barr, the junior, you see the big hit right as he released it.
I thought he might get a flag on that. The ref was right there, and it looked like he was thinking about it. But boy, what he gets, and somehow he gets that off and makes a huge completion.
Steve Willits calling out Hutchinson at halftime, and he answers the bell.
5 catches, 92 yards for Hutch.
And a huge gain with 3:40 left in the 3rd. Now Monorath takes a licking from Baker.
Guy takes a licking, and he bounced off him and kept going. And that kid does not go down easy.
Not easy to do, yes.
Keeps on ticking.
2nd down and 8, pickup of 2. This is our 2nd year doing this 4A Wesco championship with these 2 teams, and boy, the anticipation. And right now, again, very early, 3:07 left, 2nd and 8. This could easily be a tie game, one-score game.
Monroe's been down in the red zone, knocking at the door the whole game.
You know, I think that the Vikings have the largest play cards of any team.
Hutchinson gets the catch, and he goes to work, and Lewis has to drag him down, and he's going to get a horse collar.
He's going to get a flag. That shouldn't be a horse collar. He grabbed him by the jersey, but it wasn't a horse collar tackle.
Let's go.
You're absolutely right there, Tim. It was a jersey grab, but it looked like a horse collar.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron. Yeah, it shouldn't be a horse collar.
Well, referees.
See what they're talking about it, and maybe they'll. Let's see what he says.
Steve Jensen,
our
Lake
referee. Stevens is a personal foul. Now they don't say what it is. They just say personal foul.
Ronnie, could you hear him? You're about 20 steps away. Ron can't hear me, so.
I think Ron's listening in to see what that call is going to be.
That's another devastating penalty at a bad time for Monroe.
No, I think they did.
They did.
It looked like he kind of motioned like it was a horse.
Vikings have first and goal from the Bearcat 8-yard.
You see Ron down there, he's talking to the ref actually.
Well, from the 8-yard line,
Okay.
First and goal,
Let's see
Bardu,
what Ron comes
Monorath.
back with.
That's our boy Ron.
Monorath, big hole for a second, and of course, Baker.
Let's see what Ron has to say.
Go back down to Ron Henthorn.
Yeah, I just got that confirmed by the line judge. He did call the horse collar. Probably had a little bit of his shirt, jersey, as well as the pads, so he called it. Probably a good call.
Second and goal from the 6. Thank you, Ron.
Now, is it a horse collar if you grab the jersey but you grab the neck of the jersey?
If you just grab the jersey, it looked like he had him kind of down closer to where his name is, so I was surprised it was a horse collar.
Hutchinson to the right, Bardu going that way. He gets it there to Monorath,
they
and he
gave
puts
it
it
to
in
him.
for a touchdown.
And it was right
Vikings.
on the line. It looked like he got hit right at the line.
And Isaiah Lewis, who had that hit, he is.
And it was a great hit. Did it look, Ron, you were there. Did it look like he got it over the goal line on that?
Yeah, if you get that on a replay, you'll see when he got hit, he actually had the ball on the pylon, and so that's a goal.
Well, Ron was right there, and he said he had it on the pylon, so you heard it there. From here, it looked like it was really close. We got an injured. It looks like that's Lewis.
It is. I saw him right after he hit, and he just kept looking down to his left leg, and that's
the last guy you want going out.
That's making an unfortunate evening for Bearcats even worse. We'll step away, see what happens. And $1.54 left in the third. STSPN Friday night.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Still the injured player down on the right-hand corner of your screen, the heralded senior Isaiah Lewis.
Yeah, and again, probably the one guy they can't afford to have go out of this game because he's kind of been most of their offense tonight. I think we said he was hovering right around the 100-yard mark, but he's kind of been their workhorse.
Just a great player. And boy, I tell you, that's what happens. Dominoes, man. When things start going wrong, crooked way, they just keep going and going like a snowball.
And that's what happened last year,
Yep.
although it got a little more out of hand last year. But just nothing seemed to go Monroe's way last year. It's kind of doing the same this year.
Widman gets that one more time. He is batting 1,000 on extra points tonight. And now it's 35 Lake Stevens, Monroe Bearcats 6.
Now the challenge, Scott, is how does Coach Bumpus keep their head in the game? You know, it looks like it's going to be frustration. It might be a blowout. And it's going to be the tough coaching thing here is keep them focused. Don't start doing things stupid and grabbing face masks and things like that. And
it's the code they just can't seem to crack. I mean, you know, Lake Stevens comes in. They have 8 sophomores they're starting. They're a little younger. They've given up a lot of power in the receiving core and some defensive things. And you think, you know, they lose to Arlington. You know, Mariner, they win close there. I mean, you start thinking, okay, this is the year for Monroe.
They got him at home.
Yep.
If you're Monroe, you're thinking, okay, we got him on the home turf. We're ranked number 4.
Senior offensive line.
Yep. All the ingredients kind of lined up, but it just didn't happen. They mixed them wrong.
The batter. And Lane, I think, takes it, and he gets just
ouch,
crushed.
A little bit of chippiness going on over there.
The freshman Trey Lane, who's had a nice night tonight, he gets stuck, as they say, and that's where they'll start.
I see people starting to leave the stadium here. People packing up those blankets that they let them reserve the seats here, Scott. It was kind of weird. They all got blankets all over the seats, and they're kind of taped down, and I think they pay a little – do they pay extra for that
Yeah,
or
they
something?
pay extra. They reserve. I guess they get a parking spot. I mean, nice on the tush, though.
It is.
Did you see my parking spot?
Your park sounds outstanding. Always is, though.
Well, not always, but sometimes I just take it.
Pruitt back. He gets it to Lane. Trey still fighting.
And there's some helmet off on the field and some extracurricular going on. Oh, and then the Monroe guy.
He threw it.
He threw that. He might get flagged for that.
And that's big Saveo, Matt Saveo, who lost the helmet. He has to go off, and now things are unraveling a little bit.
The Monroe guy got real lucky. He threw the helmet back, the Lake Stevens helmet down at the sideline. I thought the ref was going to flag him for that. He'd call him for delay a game at least. But
Trey Lane gets it. Lake Stevens in command now, just under a minute in the third quarter, 35-6. And Connor Bardou, yes, he's had a couple picks, but 16 for 28, 241 yards, 4 touchdowns for
I think they're
the
calling
senior
a
quarterback.
timeout here. They're
official
motioning
timeout?
up to the broadcast booth or the press box.
That's because they want a replay of all those flashes coming from the other side.
Todd's hung up on these flashes. I don't blame him.
No.
I've been blinded by him tonight.
2nd and 3rd from their own 35. Lane in motion. They fake it. They get it off now.
Looks like he's going to be real close to a first down there.
I think that's Rhodes. Number 12
They
has
should
come
just
in.
give it to him at this point in the game, and they did. No need to call for a measurement there.
The clock keeps ticking. Isaiah Lewis playing both sides of the ball.
Is he back in the game?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's injured. Pruitt.
Oh.
And that's too much sauce on that one, trying to go to Efton Chisholm III.
And Pruitt was getting some real pressure there from number 42 and takes a little bit of a hit right after he throws it. But sometimes when some guy's coming right at you, it tends to make your throw just be off just a little bit. Although it hasn't really for Bardou tonight.
It tends to make me nervous.
2nd and 10, their own 39.
Todd Elvig, everybody.
Ladies, he'll be here all week. Try the veal. Tip your wait staff. You got the freshman Trey Lane behind, and you have 6'3" Jaden Pruitt, the quarterback. And now
it's going to be some movement. It's coming back 5 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 15 now.
Carter Habich probably on the left side there, a little early. The senior, and they have a big senior. So 54 seconds, if there's some miraculous comeback, that'd be epic. No one would be happier than me.
It would have
just
to
for
be
a good
miraculous. They're, down by 29?
But as things shake out, this doesn't get any easier for Monroe if they come out of this as the number 2 out of Wesco 4A. As Lane gets the ball and does a great job making up some yardage there.
It looks like
that's Rhodes, excuse me.
We have it down right now where Monroe loses this game. They probably have Mount Si, but they do get them at home, which is nice. You don't have to travel over to Mount Si, but Mount Si is always a well-coached team too. Very much like Lake Stevens, always well prepared and seem to have a game plan.
They have the mini Millen.
They do. Hugh Millen's little kid over there. Not little, though.
No. Jaden back, and he's got pressure, and he finally goes down.
Is that the first sack
I think
they got
it
on
is. And that's Calvin, Austin Calvin, the senior.
That's going to problem with that. It's going to bring up 4th and 13, and really, if they get some positive yards, they're probably going to go for that on 4th down. But now you're looking at 4th and 13 from your own 36-yard line.
38 sacks coming into tonight for the Vikings.
And that's the end of the third quarter already.
It is. We will head to the fourth. You just never know high school football.
Your American dream is out there, so go get it. Dreams don't come easy. They're gonna make you work for it. So put on your work boots, fire up your laptop, pour yourself a cup of coffee, because there's gonna be some late nights. American Family Insurance is your American dream insurance. We protect your home, your car, your business, and the most valuable thing you will ever own. Your dream is out there. Go get it. We'll protect it.
American Family Insurance.
Back here from Monroe High School, Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Ron Henthorn, 35-6, and we can go down to Ron Henthorn. Boy, I tell you, they have tried to climb the mountain from Monroe, and people are starting to head to the exits here.
It's a mass exodus all of a sudden. Hey, they figured they made it till the fourth quarter, and I got to tell you, it's very surprising that we're seeing this score. I mean, this just is shocking that it's 35-6. Monroe just didn't catch any breaks tonight.
And then, to give the Vikings credit, they created some breaks, and they made some exceptional plays.
And they play very disciplined football. And then, is that going to be a delay of game or a couple flags going there?
And
see what
good
they
news
say.
for Bearcats, Isaiah Lewis back on the field here for this punt.
I think that's delay of game.
Hernandez there back to punt, but he'll have to take a few more steps back. Just started the fourth quarter. If you're new to STSPN, welcome. We've got all kinds of great sports. You never know. Check STSPN.com, our YouTube channel, STSPN. We've got winter sports coming up with the basketball. And Lewis takes it.
Oh, look
and then
at that.
Passes it. It's caught.
Oh, my gosh.
Short of the first down.
Oh, and that's a great executed play. The problem is it was 4th and 18, and if they wouldn't have got that penalty, they would have had the first down. Because he misses it by about a yard.
Barr with a great catch, well executed.
Very well. That's that would have been perfect if it was 4th and 13 and they didn't get that last penalty.
Now Lake Stevens takes over again with
on the positive side of the field.
Field position. Go down to Ron Henthorn. What do you got for us, Ronnie?
It looked like he threw that with his left hand, but it was a nice throw.
And that's Isaiah Lewis. Talk about a five-tool player. That kid can do everything. 1st and 10, right inside 47, and here comes Monroe, who is just fun to watch. He gets almost to the 40.
Slicing and dicing tonight. Kind of chewing up the defense.
Quick feet. So Lake Stevens, if they, they're all
Lake
directions.
Stevens is going to get the number 4 out of NSPL Cascade. Right now, that's sitting as Kent Lake. I don't see them having a problem there.
And they got to come north to Lake Stevens.
Yeah, they got to come here.
Monroe again with the ball.
Makes a nice little cut move to get some yards there.
Close to first down. And now if you're Monroe, you do go back to the kind of the coach speak of, you know what, this is just a game and we gotta move on to playoffs and see what we can do.
And keep in mind, Monroe beat Mount Si last year on the road.
That's
they
right.
went to Mount Si and it was kind of a tight game, but Monroe beat them, so there's no, obviously Monroe can beat them. I think they just would have liked to have the number 1 seed here, and both coaches said, it's the season's not over after tonight. That's for sure.
It pains me to say what a great point that was.
I know.
Whistles everywhere. Talking about, we got a great, this is still, the atmosphere was awesome here for high school football. Now we go into college football. I talked to early, in the state, we got the Wildcats out of Ellensburg Central.
Yes.
They got a big time streaming on ESPN3. Not quite the level of STSPN.
But our
second fiddle.
The wrestler's going to be on.
That's right.
Sean Elledge will be on.
He has had a big season this year on the defensive side.
He's wearing number 21 too.
So congratulations to the Wildcats. We got the Huskies and the Cougars back in action.
And it was, you know what, it's shaping up to be one of those Halloween week, the Friday the 13th weekend we had a couple weeks ago. But it almost happened last night. Oregon State should have won that game. It's a shame that Stanford came back. Oregon State fumbled with a couple minutes left. They had the game locked up. That ESPN projector had him at like 94% at that time, and I was kind of watching that. It was fun to watch.
I did watch the highlights this morning. That was an unbelievable catch by the tight end for Stanford.
Yeah, are you talking about the 4th and 10 play? Yeah. Stanford got a couple breaks. Oregon State had them, though. It's just a shame that they couldn't close that out. But I think there's going to be a lot of upsets this weekend.
Your Cougars and Michael Bumpus's Cougars head down to the desert. That just doesn't seem like a good thing for Washington State teams as Monroe gets tripped up, or else he would have been going quite far there.
No, I know, like UW's had a real problem going to your alma mater, Arizona State.
And Arizona, actually.
And Arizona, yeah. In fact, they
barely
almost lost last year to Arizona. It went into overtime. A lot of people think if Arizona would have went for 2, they could have won that. But, it's tough going down there on the road.
I don't know why. It's beautiful weather. I was just there last week. Monroe with the ball one more time, and now they're just chewing clock.
I think it's because we're not used to beautiful weather.
I guess so. Maybe it is. And then, of course, you slip into the National Football League and your Seattle Seahawks.
And they got a big game, too.
I think
Houston's
this is a tough one.
I agree.
Kind of excited to see Deshaun Watson, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, he's going to be something to watch. But the Seahawks do have him at home, which is definitely in their favor.
Bardu back at work here. Stepping up now. He's going to tuck it and go, and nice job there by the Bearcats.
I think they got away with another hold there in the backfield. And
that's Rhodes on the tackle. 9:27 left to go in this game.
That was Jerome, too. Number 55, isn't that Jerome?
That is.
Yeah, he's back in the game. We thought he got hurt earlier, but he's back in now. But I think he was held up on that play. Not that that's going to make any difference in this game, but I think they've blown some holding calls there.
3rd and 6 at the Bearcat 32-yard line. Austin Murin, who's just had a big night tonight as well. We got to start talking about that. Hutchinson also wants a T-shirt. He's got one spectacular touchdown, and there's a big play with a big stop.
And Hutchinson tried to hurdle him. You see that a lot in football these days.
You do.
He tried to go over the top of him, but they were up. And now there's and I think Bumpus is going to get a flag thrown on him.
Isaiah Cole.
Bumpus is out on the field in the ref's ear, and I don't know what the problem was. We're going to see. Ron, can you see what that's all about? Bumpus was absolutely beside himself.
I saw him go out on the field, and he had something he had to talk to the ref about, but I don't know what it was. It's something happened on the field over on this side, so going to be a penalty against him.
Yeah, they're getting a 15-yarder, probably unsportsmanship.
And Michael Bumpus
was absolutely unglued about something. I would like to know what that was.
And Isaiah Cole, who had the tackle there, talking to the back judge, trying to plead his case.
We'll have to see if Ron can find out what all that commotion was.
And your replay, I know we've got big flashing going on. Todd Elvig, he's not gonna let that one go.
No, he's gonna call the league about that.
That is going to haunt Mr. Elvig. Our executive producer, 5-tool player, Todd Elvig. Want to thank him, hauling all the stuff here out. Our road trips. He's getting the mics on.
Here comes.
First
Todd's
and goal from the
on.
9. Pitches it to Monrath. Monrath. He'll get down to the 5.
Well, I just want to let you know that's where I cut my teeth, was on the sidelines as a photographer, sports photographer, right? And so when I see these guys with their flash photography out there, it's just
against the rules, right?
It is against the rules, and it is junior league. I mean, it just really makes me upset because any one of it doesn't matter which side you're on, either team can be blinded just for a second from that light.
Oh yeah, we're getting blinded up here.
It is dangerous. So Monrath getting most of the workload here. And they hand it to him one more time. Tom Lewis, who's had unbelievable season again. I know Monrath was a starting running back, but he has had limited play.
Let's see if Ron's got something for us down there.
Ron the Wedge, living up to his name, literally walking right into the Monroe sideline. He's talking to an assistant coach.
Look at the Wedge is actually in there talking to one of the coaches, and he's getting the lowdown. Nobody does it like the Wedge.
Oh,
that's unbelievable.
Fantastic.
What do you know, Ron?
What I got is that Bumpus was concerned about the jump. It's not legal to jump over somebody in high school, apparently. So they didn't call it, and that's what he was upset about, and it went against him.
Well, if that's the case, then he's got a good case to be made because it was clear as day the guy's trying to hurdle him, and if you can't do that, I didn't know that was against the rules in high school.
You didn't know that?
Willits is shaking his head like it's not.
Okay, well, I got two of the people who know more about high school sports and football rules than.
Well, the funny thing is the high school rules are a lot different.
He doesn't know about flash photography.
It was 3rd and goal from the 5. A penalty on Lake Stevens. Now 3rd and goal from the 10. Bardu and more flags.
Probably going to be on the offense here. Looks like it's a dead ball of some sort.
Oh, and there's a little push. And Isaiah Cole getting in the middle of it. A lot of frustration there. Big 68. Devin Kalani.
Now that they probably think the game's over, they're not going to be afraid to get a little chippy.
Might be Jagger Hill also for Lake Stevens. As 6:47 left in this ball game. Now both teams have to kind of move ahead after this one and look.
Well, yeah, for Monroe,
playoffs.
you're going to have to forget. You're going to have a really short memory here. But they know they can beat Mount Si if that's who's coming into town.
No doubt. Bardu now from the 15. They pressure him, and he has to get rid of it. They blitz.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, now you're seeing even more people. It's a mass exodus. 6 minutes and 39 seconds. I think there's the Monroe fans are giving up here.
Tight game for Jackson and Mariner in the Wesco 4A at halftime, 14-13. Check some scores here to see
Mariner
if we have
Jackson's 14-13?
It was at halftime, so see if we get an update.
We got our Glacier Peak faithful out there too. We need to.
Mariner hangs on. The Marauders 16-14 over the Timberwolves.
Hey, I did get some hate mail, Scott.
What's that?
I got some hate mail.
You did?
Yeah, there's a lot of people up yelling at me because we weren't doing the Glacier Peak game tonight. I'm not going to say who it was, but.
Your neighbor?
It could have been some neighbors. Could have been neighbors.
Oh,
but we've got our faithful fans that like to have their favorite beverage and listen to the Glacier Peak game, but didn't happen tonight.
Edmonds Woodway up 38-17 with 7:44 left to go over Snohomish.
Edmonds Woodway is really good this year.
They are. Bearcats takes it around the 16-yard line.
Look at that. Look at that.
Chisholm, he had this before. Gets by the kicker. Exact same play goes down around.
Oh, and then there's a
17.
flag. I think he's going to get some more for a face mask, too. And there's some extracurricular going on there.
It's kind of.
And there's 2 flags on the field, and that's almost exactly where he brought it back down to in the first quarter.
To open the game almost. The second possession.
Now all of a sudden the Monroe faithful is a little lively right there.
If you want something to get
excited.
excited.
Let's see what that flag is. I thought it might be a face mask, but I couldn't quite. It was across the field. So it was definitely thrown out on the tackle.
Efton, just a sophomore, so he's electric as well, not getting involved in the receiving core as much tonight as he's been up until this point, but exciting young player to watch for the next couple years. And now we get the call for Jensen.
Okay. It is the face mask.
Your Savant track record is still good.
I don't know about that, but nice run by, is it, what's Chisholm's
Efton Chisholm, Efton.
John Efton Chisholm?
That's right. Well, you threw in the John, but.
The John Chisholm Trail.
That's right.
He could be a relative.
Might be. And that is Isaiah Lewis, so that's good news also for the playoffs because Isaiah got banged up. We didn't know how bad it was. Hopefully he's all right. Second and goal from the 6-yard line. Lewis gets the ball, and
he's going to be close.
Is he in?
He's right there.
No official call.
See what they're saying. Monroe's signaling touchdown, of course. I think they're going to mark him just a hair short. Oh, now they're saying he's in.
It's a touchdown.
Late call, and he's in.
Touchdown, Isaiah Lewis.
I think the refs figured they owed him one there.
I kind of felt like it, didn't it?
It was really late, but none the same.
Ron, with your bionic hearing, could you hear? You were on the sidelines. Did you know what was going on there?
The only thing I know is that it took them forever to figure out who was in or not. Only the Monroe players knew for sure.
And they're going to go
for 2.
Yeah, under center, Jaden Pruitt. And I don't think
he got it. Could be another late call though.
The 2-point conversion fails.
No, that one's not going to make it for sure.
Well, I think Monroe's back in this game. 12 to 38.
38-12, 5:21. All the anticipation, all the enthusiasm, and just like last year.
I know, it just didn't quite live up to it. Now, does Monroe go for an onside kick here?
Why not?
I know, exactly.
It's good to practice it.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned, STSPN.com, our YouTube station, STSPN. See if we get any playoff football here over the next week or so. Possibly, no guarantees.
We got to get our player of the game
we
down,
do.
too. We're going to have to consult with Steve Willits on the statistics, but I know it's got to be between 2 players.
Who I'm thinking Hutchinson and.
Oh,
no?
really?
Who are you thinking?
No, I was thinking Murin and.
Murin was the other one.
And the running back.
Monroe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been.
Steve's chiming. Steve's about to chime in here. He couldn't keep.
Well, let's turn his mic on.
Though.
I didn't hear who you guys were talking. I know I have a couple of thoughts, but who were you guys thinking of?
I was thinking.
Don't tell him.
Well,
don't tell him.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want to tell you.
We don't want to taint your view here.
Well, I mean, Bardew's got 4 touchdown passes?
The quarterback. That's an easy pick.
I'm just saying.
That's too
okay,
easy.
well,
you know us. We like holders.
I do. Yes, very true. You like holders in double overtime. I know. It's great. I'm not opposed to.
Oh, there's the onside kick.
There it is, and it's
recovered
nicely
by number 18.
It's a tough call if you guys are going away from Bardue because you've got Murin had the 2 touchdowns early, but didn't do much after. Hutch had a huge third quarter.
Yes.
He did.
The interception, that 1 foot in the back of the end zone catch, and then he had the 35-yarder on the next possession that set up the touchdown.
What's the stat?
Monerath looks good.
What's the stats on him?
Let's look here real quick.
Because he had some. He
Pull
was
up
the
my trusty
workhorse.
little sheet here.
We also
Monerath. I have him unofficially for 89 yards rushing on 17 carries. So not a huge.
How many? Doesn't he have a touchdown or 2?
I don't.
He had a 6-yard touchdown
yes,
catch.
He had a 6-yard touchdown.
So he's got 2 catches for 35 yards. So. And Hutch has 7 catches for 115 yards, a touchdown, and also an interception. So there's that. I mean,
I'm kind of leaning going back to
you can't go wrong. Let's put it that way. You got some really good choices tonight.
Monerath wants a T-shirt. Look at him go. 5:23 left to go in the game.
Goes.
Now, before we get crazy here, the biggest vote of the night.
We haven't been crazy yet. I love
this.
this.
Ron the Wedge Henthorn always has a big vote. He carries a big vote.
He's going to give it to Aiden Ziomas.
No, I'm going to give it to Keyshawn. He's a workhorse out there, and they're working him right now. You just watch it. They're going to give him the ball every time.
Yeah, Keyshawn Monroe.
Yeah.
He just went over the century mark on that last carry. by the way,
5'9".
There he goes again.
Another
I actually really like the way he cuts right and left. He
Now
cuts
wants
like better than anybody I've ever seen
He needs
in
a-
high school.
He needs a breather.
Bringing Lewis back in.
4:45 left, 38-12.
I'm actually surprised they have Bardu in the game right now.
Yeah, that's a
It's
great point.
You know, it just
Why? Why would you have
it's
him
a
in
little
there?
bit
Get
of
him
a
out.
risk and the game's over.
He's already gotten banged up. I don't know if he's banged up. He's just gotten, taken a lot of hits. Now we get back to
Looks like Lewis on the
Lewis,
carry.
Tom Lewis, the other Lewis, I said.
Tom Lewis, the ball carrier.
Who started out with some carries, and Monerath been getting most of the work.
Down to 4 minutes and 8 seconds. 38-12, Lake Stevens.
Big shout out to the athletic director and everyone here at Monroe. They have been just fantastic to us, setting us up here, kind of a midweek decision to do this game.
So we did
big
it out on the
shout-out.
landing tonight. A little different for us, kind of outside. And
Beautiful night, though.
in
I'm
the
not
elements.
I'm not even cold.
You
which
got
is
16 layers on. What are you talking about?
Lewis gets it. He dropped
he
it.
dropped it. Uh-oh. Monroe thinks they have it. They're pointing. Ricky Baker's pointing that they got it.
Fumble.
It's a fumble. See what they say.
And they want to stop the clock.
Oh,
Michael
they're saying
Bumpus,
fourth
and
down.
I'm going to say Lake Stevens
Lake
recovered.
Stevens, yep.
4th and inches.
Keeping Bar. They're keeping.
Oh, no,
Bar-
not 4th and inches. Excuse me. 4th and 8. 4th and 9, 10.
Down by contact.
Around the wedge. That brings up a whole nother thing when, the NFL, as far as is it a catch, is it a fumble? It drives me absolutely insane these days.
You got to take like 17 steps and 2 football moves. And
Make a call.
You can't drop it when you can go out of bounds 10 feet and drop it, and it's an incomplete. I think they got to work on that. Now someone's taking a timeout.
I don't know
here.
what's
Probably
going on. Crowd's getting
a lot
excited.
of time went off the clock there.
Monroe cheerleaders doing a great job.
But yeah,
Timeout, Lake Stevens.
But yeah, you're right about the NFL and the catch.
Let's give some loving. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more. 2:56 left in this one.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Back here, 2:56 left. Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Ron the Wedge Henthorne. We got Steve Willits. Bardu back to pass. He's going to gun it. A little too much heat there going for Hansen. Hansen wants a PI, and it's incomplete, and that will turn it over on downs and give Monroe the ball back. A lot of discussion here amongst the group on who is our STSPN Speedway Chevrolet player of the game. It's a heated debate.
It's more heated up here than it is down on the field.
Well, we got a few, top choices here.
We do. Oh.
Pruitt back to pass, looking,
Complete.
Connects. Run out of bounds on the far side, and that's new player in the game, J.R. Little, number 11, a sophomore. Good time to
J.R. Little?
J.R. Little, and
that's
he
the
ain't
first
so
time
little.
we've called him tonight.
First pass complete to J.R. Little.
Sophomore getting some playing time.
Looks like Jerome's coming out a little slightly banged up. He's been taking a little bit of a beating tonight, but good for him to just keep coming back out on the field.
2nd and 3.
He's got it.
And he will get the first
that
down.
That was Lewis, right?
Yep, Isaiah.
Isaiah Lewis, 5 yards on the carry for Bearcat. First down.
Monroe never giving up at any time. Always fighting, always playing hard to the end here as we're 2:27 left in the game, 38-12.
And Lewis would be a good candidate for a T-shirt if he was on the score was slightly different.
A little bit.
He's having himself a good game.
Jaden Pruitt now getting happy feet, looking for something somewhere now. He just rips it. And it's a 50-50 ball. Nobody comes down with it. Trying to go to Efton Chisholm.
He was trying to go to me.
Well, that's true, Ronnie.
Ron was open.
He was. He missed one on the other side a game earlier. He didn't miss it. He just decided not to catch it.
You know how they know when Ron's open?
How do they know?
Right when he walks on the field, he's open.
He's open before he drove in the parking lot.
Exactly.
2nd and 10. Dumps it down to Lewis and brought down quickly there by 7. Austin Calvin. All right, we need a decision here for our Speedway Chevrolet player of the game. Tim, you always get judge, jury, right.
I got to give it to number 2.
Monorath.
Monorath, yeah. He's over the century mark, 2 touchdowns. The Willits likes it.
I was going to say.
No, I changed my mind.
That player of the game
look at the lights over there, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The phones. Jaden gets it over and completes it to Efton Chisholm. And short of the first down.
Like how simple I am, by the way. I can't. Ooh, shiny lights. Like I've never seen cell phones before.
Squirrel.
Oh, those are cell phones. I forgot everybody's got a cell phone. I was wondering what those were.
Not everybody can have a flip phone.
Yeah.
Or 4 of them like you.
Well, mine's a flip phone, but it's got one of those rotary things on it still.
It's. I don't even know how you got that.
Oh, they're tough to get.
So we're gonna go Lake Stevens, number 2. Kayshawn Monorath, 5'9", 160. The senior was hurt earlier, missed some time. He was a starter at the start of the season. He's come back in a big game.
He was a workhorse tonight. And we could have given it to 3 or 4 guys. So, I mean, we could have given it to Bardu, Hutchinson, Murin could have been right there.
What's your final numbers there, Steve, on Monorath? There's 42 seconds left in the game.
All right, let's take a look here. Rushing-wise, unofficially, we have him at 105 yards on 19 carries and 1 touchdown. Receiving 3 catches, 35 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, so hear that, Ron. 1 touchdown receiving, 1 rushing. He's over the 100-yard mark. Big night for the kid.
Timeout for Monroe. They complete it down to the 6-yard line. Efton Chisholm will be back with more on their player of the game right after this.
That was beautiful. Basically, yeah.
I'll try.
Winding down this 4A Wesco championship, and Lake Stevens Vikings, they do it one more time. Talk about a roll. Boy, they are almost a dynasty here at this point, Tim.
They absolutely are. And just a couple updates. Okay, we got Jaden back here, Pat. Oh, he's going to take a sack.
Finally goes down. Only the second one tonight.
So Lake Stevens is going to get a home game, and so is Monroe.
Yep.
All you Monroe fans out there, you're still going to be playing at home next week. Glacier Peak's going to go on the road, and so is Jackson. Both be going on the road. Looks like, Glacier Peak's probably going to Pop Keeney to play Bothell is my guess.
Yeah.
And that's going to be tough.
extremely tough. Pruitt, touchdown, interception, no, falls to the ground. Going to
and that's going to do it, folks.
Trey, and that will absolutely do it. 38-12, Lake Stevens again. They come to a hostile environment here at Monroe High School, and they take another 4A Western Conference Championship game. 38-12 will go down to Ron Henthorn.
Ron is down there right now looking for his player of the game.
Just astonishing for the Monroe Bearcats, who literally.
Oh, it looks like Ron's going to get Tom Try.
Did he get Tom first here? Averaging big
here
shout out. There we go. Tom Try with Ron Henthorn.
I can't hear him.
Now we're having some audio issues. We can't hear.
All right, there we go.
There we go.
All right, Tom. There we go.
I'm sorry. Are you ready? Yeah. Hey, we played well tonight. Our guys, they've been waiting for this game all season long. I'm sure Monroe had us marked on our calendar too. It's just a great opportunity for us to go out and play a really good football team, a big, strong, physical team that can put points on the board. And so it was a great test for us, and I'm just super proud of the way our guys went out and executed all night long.
They did a great job. Now, it could have been a closer game because a couple times early on, Monroe could have got it in and didn't do it.
Yeah, well, you know what? I could say the same thing about us. We threw a pick, too, down inside our end zone. So, it kind of went back and forth there. I thought up front our offensive line and our run game kind of established our ability to move the ball and put points on the board, and that allowed us to throw the ball a little bit more, too, there and later in the second quarter and third quarter.
Well, you guys did a great job winning tonight, and you got to look forward to that first playoff game next week.
Can't wait. This is why we play football on Friday nights right here. The big games, hostile atmosphere, a lot of fun, and just watching our guys with smiles on their face and the coaches and the crowd. This is why you play on Friday nights right here.
Well, Monroe tried to drain the lake, but they didn't do it, Coach.
Not this year.
All right, good luck. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right, Ty, I'm trying to get player of the game here. I'll be right back to you.
All right, great job, Ronnie, as always. That's head coach Tom Try, a class act, and he's becoming almost. He's been there so long, legendary status here.
Yeah. Look at the wedge is going to go right in there.
Oh yeah, he'll break right in that huddle. If we can get close up on the wedge, you're going to see this guy at work right here. It's like an iceberg that he's just going to crack. Look, I can't believe he might just go in there and start giving an inspirational speech. Yeah. Motivational speaker. I wonder if our technology can last that long out there. Ron, can you hear us?
I got you.
Why don't you
can we hear him pretty well from there.
What are they saying in there, Ronnie?
A little devotion going on.
Okay.
With you.
Okay, I hope that's good.
We don't want to interrupt that.
Tom Try still talking to the media down
I
here.
like how when the wedge is talking to Tom, everybody's got their microphones up, trying to steal our stuff.
Wouldn't be the first time.
That is true.
38-12 Lake Stevens. They were up 21-6 at half. Last year's score 42-3. Our predictions, who came closest here? You had 35-28 Monroe.
Yeah, none of us were even close. Look at the wedge.
There's the wedge.
Where is he?
Looking for number 2.
He's got him. Here we go. He's dragging him out front.
All right. I'm down there on the field with Kayshawn. You've had a game tonight. You got over 100 yards, couple TDs. Did you ever doubt you're going to win this game?
No doubt, no doubt. I know that when we work together, we can do great things, and I want to thank my O-line. They have my back, and I just got to repay them for that.
Well, you worked really hard out there, and they kind of counted on you to carry the load right toward the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, we want to run the clock. We just want to get out of here as soon as we can.
Well, it's a good guy. You're our Speedway Chevrolet player of the game. I've got a T-shirt here for you if I can pull it out. Hold that baby up in front of you and look up there at that stand.
We lost him. There it is. Our Speedway Chevrolet player of the game, Kayshawn Monorath, he's saying some stuff. I'm sorry we can't hear it.
They've got cameras going. Okay.
Now the cameras are going back to him.
All right, Ron, we got it.
Great job, Ronnie. You see him coming off. No more groups to break up. So he's done for the night.
Can you imagine Ron on the NFL sideline? Oh, Ron's got Aaron Rodgers.
Nobody beats the wedge. All right, speaking of the wedge, for Steve Willits, Todd Elvey, our executive producer, 5-tool player. Yep, we got that one, Ronnie. And
no, I'll leave him be.
All right, for Tim Boyle, Scott Ohsman saying so long. 38-12, Lake Stevens, your 2017 Western Conference 4A champion. Good night, everybody.